you can imagine, romantic suspense, contemporary romance. I left time travels a long time ago. 2011, so I had another agent and I started writing my first thriller, and it was therapeutic because I was killing off characters for the first time and it felt good. If they didn't spit out really great dialogue, I killed them off. And that was after reading about Lisa Gardner, who I love. I love all her books. She writes thrillers, but she had transitioned from writing romance to thrillers. And so I went to her website. She has all these resources. I read all the books about what I needed to do. And I just immersed myself. And at first it was kind of freaky. I don't know about you with your serial killer, but I would go in the kitchen and see a knife, a butcher knife, in a whole new way. And it was kind of scary. And so it freaked me out a little bit. I wasn't sleeping well at first. So I went back and wrote another romance. And anyways, the long story short, I came back to it and I loved it. And then I started seeing it wasn't about the serial killer. It was about my protagonist, my victim, not being a victim, about being a survivor and moving on and becoming stronger. And when I realized that, it was awesome. And then I let go of my agent. I said, I'm going to self-publish, because by then I had self-published a couple of my romance novels and they were doing great. And I thought, wow, readers like my stuff. And when I put my first thriller on Amazon, I did it all by myself. They didn't have formatters back then. I had to learn HTML and some of the coding. I learned enough to get my book on there. I found someone to make me a cover, and I think it took me 6 months. I sold 300,000 books, and publishers that had rejected me started contacting me. And I went with Amazon because they hadn't rejected me yet. And because I thought they think outside of the box. It was Thomas and Mercer's, mystery thriller imprint. And so I went with them. I thought, oh, if they can sell more than I've already sold, great. And the rest, I just turned in my 16th thriller with them. So it's been quite a crazy ride.
Oh, I didn't realize you'd been with Thomas and Mercer for so long. So you must have been one of the first, kind of like one of their first thriller authors in their
Yes,
house.
I think I was one of their first five or something in there somewhere,
Oh,
somewhere in the first.
that's awesome. Yeah, I hear so much good things about them. Even from like I interviewed Dean Koontz, and he's now with Thomas and Mercer, and he's been with everybody, and he was like very impressed.
Yeah. Yeah, I read some of his story. That was really interesting. I love it. And he's so happy he decided to change it up, try
Yeah.
something new.
So what's so for you when you start writing your books? I mean, what's like a writing day for you? I know it's kind of hard. I don't know if it changes all the time. Or do you have or do you have specific things that you do when you start writing a book?
I don't outline much. I usually in my head know beginning, middle, end, basically. I usually know the end, beginning and end for sure, a little bit of middle. So I'm a pantser. I just start writing. And, that's the great thing. That's why I don't get a lot of writer's block. I'm not a fast writer. People will laugh at that because I do write 1,000 words a day first, no matter what. I do write 7 days a week, especially right now with the pandemic and everything. My creativity was kind of messed up. I write 1,000 words a day. I had one day back in time where I wrote 10,000 words in a day, but usually it's 1,000 words a day, hopefully 2,000. I just chug along. I've tried to write faster. I've tried to just whip through the first draft, but I have a really hard time doing that. I do one chapter at a time. The next morning I'll read through it and I'll try to sketch out the second chapter, and then I'll let that go the next morning. So that's what I do. And I write at least 8 hours a day.